All right. Um, Give it a couple seconds. Give it a couple seconds. Give it a couple seconds here. All right. If you hear any noise in the background, that's just the AC. That's right here. All right. So any noises like that, if you guys can still hear me, that's perfect. But anyway, welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we're here to predict what will happen at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how much. Okay. So, WrestleMania 42, also promoted as WrestleMania Vegas, not to forget that 2025 was also promoted the same way, will be live on ESPN in Allegiant Stadium in Paradise, Nevada for a 2-night extravaganza, as you will see in the main event of night 2, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. So, also, because he can't stay retired, John Cena will be hosting the event with Joe Jonas to give us the good old Star Spangled Banner, anthem, national anthem. So, originally, this was supposed to be taking place in Caesar Superdome in New Orleans, but was moved to Las Vegas and delayed a week due to financial success of WrestleMania 25's 41. Now, they don't want to admit that the ticket prices were the fucking main reason, but whatever. It's still Vegas, baby. Anyway, we got matchups. So, we have night 1 and we got night 2. So, I'm going to go down night 1 and I'm going to break down night 2 in a bit. But let's get to night 1. So, there's not much to read into this because it's all built up within 2 weeks, maybe 3. 6-man tag team match to open the show. It is The Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, who are the tag team champions, and I Show Speed with Paul Heyman versus the Usos and LA Knight. So, based on what Monday Night Raw has shown, it could look that it could see The Vision and I Show Speed winning. But I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to actually predict LA Knight and the Usos winning this match. I know it may not be, this is going to be to show off I Show Speed. I think that LA Knight and the Usos should win to open the show. I mean, they're going to open and kick off the show. You might not have good winners. So I think LA Knight and the Usos should win this match, hands down. But I Show Speed will be the talk of the match itself. Right? So, my final prediction is LA Knight and the Usos. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. It's something to talk about, guys. Something to talk about. Let's see what we can find here about here we go. Since September of 2025, Drew McIntyre has been feuding with Jacob Fatu, who is annoyed by McIntyre, always blaming others for his failures, especially after McIntyre lost an undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestlePalooza. Fatu also announced his intentions to challenge for the title. A match between McIntyre and Fatu was scheduled for October 17th episode of SmackDown to determine the number one contender for the title. The match never happened because Fatu was found incapacitated backstage, with McIntyre stating he did not attack him. Fatu then took a hiatus while McIntyre continued after the title. McIntyre would eventually win the title after Fatu returned and interfered in the match. The rivalry between McIntyre and Fatu intensified as Fatu believed that McIntyre was the one who attacked him backstage. Also, McIntyre interfered in Fatu's Elimination Chamber qualifying match, costing him the match. Fatu competed in another qualifying Elimination Chamber match, costing him, again, McIntyre interfered and cost him the match again. On the following week episode, Fatu interfered on McIntyre's title defense, costing McIntyre the title. The following week, McIntyre demanded a rematch. However, he was interrupted by Fatu, who took the blame for costing McIntyre the title and asked what McIntyre would do about it. McIntyre in turn stated that he would quit SmackDown, leaving the ring. However, he would return later that night and cost Fatu another match. So it looks like the repeating pattern here is Drew McIntyre costing Fatu matches and lost. A match between both men was scheduled for the following week. However, the match never happened because both men brawled during the entire episode. So, Nick Aldis scheduled a match between both men at WrestleMania. However, Aldis stated that WWE would not be responsible for whatever happens, so it is an unsanctioned match. So, my prediction originally was Drew McIntyre, but I'm going to be changing that now to Jacob Fatu winning. The amount of times that Drew has cost Jacob Fatu a match and an opportunity now builds up to McIntyre being a legitimate, contender. Or, sorry, not contender. Builds him up as a general heel. So, we need Fatu to take a win here. So then it makes him feel strong, And obviously taking a week's hiatus, McIntyre quitting, the whole fucking thing just felt forced in the end. So my final prediction is Jacob Fatu beats McIntyre in this unsanctioned match. But look for McIntyre to put up a good fight. I want to talk about AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. I think you all know the story. I don't even have to read everything about it. All I know is that Becky and AJ will be having a rematch for the Women's Championship. And I think that Becky Lynch should win. Yes, I think Becky Lynch should regain the title and then have a submission match at Backlash. So, if any of you guys want to, tune into that, that would be fucking amazing. But, hands down, I think Becky Lynch should recapture the title at WrestleMania and then face AJ Lee again at Backlash. Or, you have AJ Lee win and Becky regains it at Backlash. Either way, this is going to be a top tier, even though it's a mid-card title, it's going to be a top tier match. No, hands down. Becky and AJ are going to kill it. I want to get this match out of the way, the Women's Tag Team Championship match, because there's nothing, again, another one that's nothing to it. The Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, takes on Charlotte Flair and Bliss, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. Apparently, the Bella Twins should be able to compete. Nikki Bella should be cleared to wrestle, so needless to say, there are two possible winners here. I honestly want to predict that the champions retain, but there are two teams that I think want to win this Women's Tag Team Championships. That's the Bella Twins and Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. So I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say everybody except for Bliss and Flair. Yeah, Bliss and Flair are not winning it. I think the Irresistible Forces should lose. And personally, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria should win the Women's Tag Team Championship. They should. They've had more character development over the past few months than anybody else here. Bliss and Flair are more of they've already got their friendship deal out the way. They already built up to their friendship. So now it's time for Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. So I hope Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, that's my main prediction. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria wins the Women's Tag Team Championships. But again, my prediction is everybody except for Flair and Bliss. Gunther and Seth were really put together. I think Gunther wins this against Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker could possibly return. There is a possibility. But I think that Rollins has had enough, he has vowed to burn down whatever's left of the Vision. And he already got his retribution, so what else does he need? What else does he need to prove? Honestly. He doesn't need anything else. I think Gunther winning, this would be a perfect story if WWE's doing it. It should be Gunther, Gunther wins this match, right? He beats Rollins, and then whatever the favor is Paul Heyman's giving Gunther, he takes it back. He takes it back. He doesn't even give Gunther whatever he wants. So Gunther takes what he wants, and that is the career of Brock Lesnar. That would be insane. Want that? Let me know in the comments down below. But I think Gunther should beat Rollins, and it's a pretty good setup because it sets up another good match between the two. Eventually, later on down the road. So now it's time to hear my fucking mouth, Triple H. Why the fuck is Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan not the main event? Why is it got to be Cody and Orton? Because now, if Orton loses, McAfee will leave the professional wrestling industry permanently. So he won't be back. So obviously Randy Orton's winning. And just for everybody to know, my prediction is not Randy Orton winning. But Randy Orton is going to win. I'm going to tell you right now. WWE plans to do this. WWE plans to have Cody Rhodes team up with Jelly Roll to take on fucking Orton and McAfee at Backlash. So the only way that's even possible is if Orton wins. This fucking stipulation makes the prediction fucking easy. And nobody wants fucking Pat McAfee in this match. Nobody wanted Pat McAfee between Cody Rhodes and Orton. Just Cody versus Orton. That's it. Rhodes, Orton, done. We don't need Pat McAfee or Jelly Roll to get involved. What the fuck are you doing? So my prediction is Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship. But just to let you know, Orton's winning. Like, whether my prediction's right or wrong, Orton's winning in the end. He's getting number 15 because Pat McAfee is threatening, like, this whole thing is if Orton loses, well, fucking do Orton and McAfee then. Now to talk about the real main event. Fuck off with that bullshit. All right. After winning the Royal Rumble, Liv Morgan has now earned the right to face Stephanie McMahon for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Over the next few weeks, she appeared on Raw and SmackDown to confront the champions. She chose Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon interrupted Morgan's interview and chastised her, claiming that Morgan has been handed everything throughout her career and that if she chooses her, Morgan would not win. Morgan left in tears. The following week, of course, Morgan, along with both champions, appeared where Morgan attacked Vakir and posed with the championship, declaring that she would challenge Stephanie Vakir for the Women's World Championship. And personally, Stephanie Vakir should win. Now, there's two different ideas here. It's Stephanie Vakir wins, Raquel Rodriguez takes the championship from her, only for Liv Morgan to resent Raquel, kick her out of the Judgment Day with the help of Roxanne Perez. That's a great idea. Liv Morgan doesn't need the championship at all. And even if the second idea, which is Morgan winning the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, right? If Morgan wins it, then it all comes down to Raquel and Morgan facing each other for the World Championship, which we really don't need. We need to show that Raquel is the main, give Raquel that Women's World Championship and have Liv Morgan resent Raquel for being Women's World Champion and not her. So then it shows a really good, that's a really good story to captivate on. But yeah, my final prediction is Stephanie Vakir retains the Women's Heavyweight Championship. So that's night one. Let me break down and recap all of night one for you if you've missed any of it. So I'm going to go down the list the way that it is. So my final predictions for night one of WrestleMania. LA Knight and the Usos win. Jacob Fatu beats Drew McIntyre. Stephanie Vakir retains the Women's Heavyweight Championship. Becky Lynch wins the Women's IC Championship. Everybody except for Flair and Bliss. So the Irresistible Forces retain. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria win, or the Bella Twins win the Women's Tag Team Championship. Gunther defeats Seth Rollins. And even though Orton's winning the match, guys, because of this stupid fucking stipulation here, right here, Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship. If you guys haven't already, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. If you guys have ever tried Circle, go get your Circle today. I actually got mine today, so it's really fucking good. Really fucking good. Night two, probably the night where everybody is going to be glued to their seats for this. Also, to give you the runtime as well, just to let you guys know, WrestleMania is starting at an early start time, 6 p.m. That's why we will be live. Me and Lewis will be live here, get everything set up. After the SmackDown summary, we will be live at 5:45. So we're in. You guys can watch it, get everything all set up. We'll be up here. I'll move everything around, make everything feel special. Like we did for Royal Rumble. And the same thing will be happening for SummerSlam and Survivor Series this year, like I made the announcement last year. So, night two, ladies and gentlemen. Brock versus Obafemi 101. Now, I don't need to read more about this. I don't even need to read it. But if you guys remember, actually I will read it though. But if you guys remember what Heyman did. Heyman came out and said something, right? Heyman came out and made it very clear what was going to happen. Okay? On the February 23rd episode of Monday Night Raw, Brock Lesnar made his first appearance since the Royal Rumble. He was accompanied by Paul Heyman, who questioned who should face Lesnar at WrestleMania. Heyman claimed that no one had the courage to do so, and after revealing Lesnar's upcoming appearances, Heyman stated that anyone who wanted to face Lesnar in an open challenge at the event would just need to appear. So on the March 16th episode of Monday Night Raw, Obafemi, who faced off with and was eliminated by Lesnar during the Royal Rumble match, confronted Lesnar and delivered the Fall from Grace powerbomb to him before accepting Lesnar's open challenge. This will be the open to night 2. Now, Heyman, if you watch that promo that Heyman cut, he mentioned how there was a match for the event that was the Undertaker streak. And Heyman segued from doing the Undertaker streak into Brock Lesnar being the man to defeat Lesnar or defeat Undertaker and beat a streak for the first time. So this is a good fucking matchup between Brock and Oba. This is perfect. A lot of people are going to be wanting to see this match. This is going to be great. But ultimately, I think due to Obafemi's, momentum, due to his ability to cut a promo, which is great, and due to everything how Brock Lesnar hasn't even gotten an inch on Obafemi, I think there's 2 ways to do this, depending on how you look at it. If Obafemi's going to win, it's because Brock is putting him over to make him look like a threat, or even pass the torch. But I think Brock Lesnar defeats Obafemi here, maybe using some cheat tactics like a low blow or something to make, this feel even better. Like Brock and Oba are just going to tear the fucking roof off of it. You're going to see something from Oba probably Brock Lesnar hasn't even seen in a while. And Obafemi is one of many men. Well, actually, no. Oba is one of 2 men who could stand toe-to-toe with Lesnar in a WWE ring. And the other one was Goldberg. Now, maybe Kurt Angle, but I think Obafemi is pretty good with that. The 6-pack ladder match, Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. Now, I want to point out something. Rey Mysterio added himself to this match. Now, I think Rey Mysterio, hear me out, I think Rey Mysterio is playing decoy here. I don't think Rey Mysterio is going to be in this match. I think Rey Mysterio is going to get taken out and replaced by someone from NXT, or even somebody from AAA. More importantly, I think that it's going to be El Julio del Vicino. I don't know if I said his name right, but you can correct me. I think Vicino is going to take Rey's spot. And it makes sense. It fits perfectly. But my prediction stays the same. Everybody in this match except for Rusev and JD McDonough are winning. So even if I'm right about Rey Mysterio playing decoy and having someone else be the, in the match, I think that person will win. Javon Evans has a chance of winning, Dragon Lee, and Penta retains. It's going to be a fun ladder match, though. I know that. Jade Cargill takes on Rhea Ripley, and what the build-up has been lackluster. There's been shitty booking on this entire feud. Needless to say, Rhea Ripley should win this fucking match because Jade Cargill ain't got no other opponents. And what are we really doing here? I think if we put the title on Rhea Ripley, we can then build up to eventually having Io Sky challenge Ripley for the title once again, without having Naomi fucking interfere. And eventually when Naomi comes back, and now that's another thing. If you want to have Naomi come back at some point with being a babyface, you could have her take that title from Cargill. At the same time, you could also have Naomi come back as a heel, which was working until she got pregnant, and you can fucking have Ripley. You could have Ripley be the woman facing Naomi instead of it being Io Sky and Ripley, right? Like, you could have Rhea Ripley face Naomi with Naomi coming back as a heel. Anyway, it works. Give me a second, guys. So, final prediction, Rhea Ripley wins the WWE Women's Championship. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the U.S. title. This all came about after Sami Zayn beat Carmelo Hayes in a open challenge and took the spot. Now, I feel so bad for Carmelo Hayes. I mean, as much as I don't want to see this match, I feel like Trick Williams should take it. And at Backlash, we get Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes in a triple threat match. So Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, Carmelo Hayes, U.S. title, triple threat at Backlash. That would be perfect. But here, Trick Williams got it all, baby. Trick Williams, he's got that lemon pepper taste, all right? I don't know what he said. Yeah, lemon pepper stepper. Or no. All I know is Little Yachty's been fucking feeding him lines, and they don't work. Anyway, Sami Zayn's losing the title at WrestleMania. Trick Williams needs to be champion. He's got it all. He's got momentum, got the hype, got the fucking people behind him. And here's another important thing to note, too, is Sami Zayn ain't doing well for himself either. So I also predict, in a bold statement, Sami Zayn turns heel, leading to Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, and Carmelo Hayes being the triple threat match for Backlash, eventually. Final prediction, Trick Williams wins the United States Championship. The Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, guys, the Demon hasn't won shit at all. Finn Balor's gimmick of the Demon just doesn't do well at all. He loses everything. Like, every match he's lost. He's lost every match that he's been the Demon. And I think WWE needs to change that shtick. I think the Demon needs to finally win. Finn Balor needs to win. He needs it. Because I will never take Finn Balor seriously ever again if he doesn't get pushed here and he doesn't win this match against Dominic. Even last year, he fucking lost, right? You got to think about last year, right? Got to go back up top to last year. It was Dominic who pinned, I believe. It was Dominic who pinned fucking, yeah, it was Dominic who pinned Finn Balor to win the IC Championship from Braun Breaker and Penta being involved. So, again, like, we just need, you know, I don't know, it just feels like Finn Balor needs to get that retribution. He needs to collect that receipt. He does. He needs to collect that receipt. So, I think Finn Balor wins. I think Finn Balor beats Dominic. That's my final prediction. Finn Balor beats Dominic. And now Roman Reigns and CM Punk, the main event of night 2. Something to read about. All right, guys, ready? Ready for this main event? Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble match, earning a World Championship match of his choosing. Reigns appeared on Raw, where he interrupted the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, who claimed that Reigns could choose the easy path and face SmackDown World Champion, or choose the hard path and face him. Punk reminded Reigns that he was ultimately responsible for Reigns' overall success in WWE, as he was the one who brought him onto the main roster as part of the Shield in 2012, which is true. Punk also outlined how he was a fighting champion in comparison to Reigns, who barely showed up to defend his title during his previous reign. Reigns recounted his dislike of Punk, stemming from comments that Punk made about Reigns on a podcast after Punk left WWE in early 2014, which caused fans to turn on him and made his job harder. He also brought up that Punk caused Heyman to turn on him at WrestleMania 41 and informed Punk that he was ultimately the one responsible for Punk's return to WWE at the 2023 Survivor Series War Games, as management consulted his approval. Although Reigns had shown respect to Punk after they had teamed up in War Games, Reigns decided that out of his overall hatred for Punk, he would challenge him at WrestleMania 42 for the World Heavyweight Championship, with Punk retaining an Elimination Chamber against Finn Balor. This confirmed his status as defending champion and would be confirmed to be the main event of night 2. Therefore, I think Roman Reigns wins the title, baby. He wins the title, and he does it alone. Now, you could have people get involved, and Reigns eventually, like, you know, he tries to say, like, get out of here, I want to do it alone, and then eventually lead to Roman winning, and then The Rock showing up, right? All I know is that we're going to try to stay up to watch Punk and Reigns. We are so trying to stay up to watch Punk and Reigns. And mind you, I have work the next fucking night. So, the next day. So, like, this is just going to be so much, like, to take in. But you will get the review on the Monday at 6 p.m. as well. But my final prediction is Roman Reigns wins the World Heavyweight Championship from CM Punk. Now it's time for CM Punk to take a hiatus. So let me run down night 2 for you. My final predictions. Brock Lesnar. Everybody except for JD McDonough and Rusev. Rhea Ripley, Trick Williams, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns. This has been the predictions for WrestleMania and what will happen. Of course, you'll have to see for yourself on ESPN, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 3 Pacific. Yeah, 3 Pacific. Or 3 hours behind. Yeah, I think it's 3 Pacific. So yeah. Go check out WrestleMania 42, WrestleMania Vegas again. WrestleMania Vegas, in parentheses, again. And see what goes down. As next year, WrestleMania 43 will be in Saudi Arabia, which, oh my God. Before London even gets one. Before London gets a WrestleMania, I'm baffled. But anyway, I will see you guys on Saturday twice. I will see you guys for the SmackDown Summary early in the morning, and I will see you guys for the WrestleMania Watch-Along Night 1, and then Sunday, Night 2, and then come back here on Monday for that review of WrestleMania both nights, and then on Tuesday, that Raw review, that Raw after WrestleMania. You know how it goes. Be here, watch it, catch it. I will see you guys Saturday. Peace.